close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So here I have an iPhone 5C in white, and this one is an 8GB model. Mine is actually unlocked. I did have a Sprint SIM, so I put it in there and it seemed to work. It has a 4-inch screen. It does not have Touch ID. It was released in 2013 alongside the iPhone 5S. It mainly has the iPhone 5 internals. So you have the 8-megapixel camera on the back from the iPhone 5, which isn't a bad camera. It's just not great by today's standards. And on the front, the camera on this, on the front is a 1.2 megapixel camera, and on the back is an 8 megapixel camera. This camera is able to do 720p and 1080p at 30 frames per second. And here just wanted to show some quick shots outside. So on a good sunny day, the pictures look pretty decent. You're gonna get some pretty vivid colors, and it's a pretty decent camera. The last picture is an indoor picture of my dog with low light, and you can see where the iPhone 5C camera falls a little flat. And I'll also show a video clip here just to give you an idea of the quality of a video. And here I just wanted to show the little the spec sheet of what the iPhone 5C came with. So it came in 5 different colors. So you had white, pink, yellow, blue, and green. Mine, of course, is the white one. Came in 16 and 32 gigs at initial launch, and then later came with 8. It was, aimed to be a budget phone. So it came with the A6 chip that was also in the iPhone 5. It came with a couple more LTE bands than the iPhone 5 did, so that was a much nicer for that model. But everything else is about exactly the same as the iPhone 5. So you have the same 4-inch Retina screen, 1136 by 640 at 326 ppi. And then it also initially came with iOS 7. Pretty sure I passed by that, but came with iOS 7 initially and was supported until iOS 10.3.3. 10.3.4 actually came out a month or two ago, which was kind of surprising, but it was a simple fix with the GPS. So rather than it being in a box like a traditional iPhone, it was in an iPod-like box. So that was kind of weird, if you ask me. You could definitely tell this was aimed to be a cheaper budget kind of phone. But here are some, examples of the packaging here. And here's actually a picture of the colors, if you wanted to see what that looked like in real life, or sort of real life. So here's a better picture of the colors there. So the white, the blue, green, pink, and yellow. And if this reminds you of anything, it's very reminiscent of the current iPhone XR. You do get decent Wi-Fi on this. You also get CarPlay is still included in iOS 10. And here's a quick example of CarPlay, and it still works really well.
What's the weather like today? It's currently cloudy and 93 degrees in Jacksonville. Expect thunderstorms starting in the evening, then cloudy skies tonight. Temperatures are heading down from 93 degrees to 80 tonight.
Show me food places around me.
One possibility is Rosie's Restaurant, a Mexican place, which averages 4 stars and is inexpensive. Let me know if I should call one of them or get directions for you.
So you still get the control center here, get the flashlight, and your shortcuts, and you can also change those. You also get the airdrop, so that still works. It doesn't really feel slow by any means here. And then I did do a speed test on here, so you can see how fast it is on my Wi-Fi. And it's not the fastest, but it does do a pretty good job. So you won't notice too much lag here going between apps. I have a couple open here. So you can see it's pretty good. It's still pretty good. And the speaker is not too bad, and even though it's a 4-inch screen, it still is pretty good quality, like I said. So this is how a video would look on here.
To cut out these sort of antics.
We're definitely gonna have a war.
She's wild. She'll be the ruin of this family. And she doesn't know how to behave like a proper young lady.
So being that this is still on iOS 10, it does still have some decent app support, which is nice. So I actually downloaded the current version of YouTube and the current version of Google Maps. So let's see how they run here. So we're just gonna use this signed out. And no, we're not gonna do all that yet. So let's just take a look at any random video here and just see how long it takes here to load.
Stella, you wanna go bang? You're a cute one. Do you like squeaky toys?
So that works really well. And then Google Maps, you know, obviously we don't want to use Apple Maps, which Apple Maps is not the best. So yeah, seems to work pretty well. And as I said, it works with CarPlay, so you still have that. So if you wanted to use this like as a backup phone, you know, if something goes wrong with your current phone, this is not a bad option. I mean, they're very cheap on eBay. It's, you know, if you have to repair it, the repairs are cheap, and it's a decent little phone.